Hi, I'm Joins, and here are 20 missable details in Darth Vader vs. Hitler. After they'd finished production on John Lennon vs. Bill O'Reilly, Nice Peter released a vlog announcing that he's planning on making a second rap battle in the series, and he asked for more suggestions from his fans.
You may remember I asked you for suggestions for an epic rap battle of history. Well, we used one of your suggestions and we filmed the first epic rap battle of history. Now we're ready to film the second one, so I'd like more suggestions. If you can please leave a comment with 2 people that you would like to see duke it out. You can have Han Solo versus Indiana Jones, you can have a typewriter versus a pencil, anything you want. We got a lot of Hitler suggestions last time. We might do a Hitler rap battle at some point, but I don't need any more Hitler suggestions right now, so if you ease up on the Hitler, that'd be great.
This is the first of 6 ERBs whose instrumental was produced by Vandalized Productions. Now next up is a segment that I like to call the Goofs and Gaffs Lightning Round. Starting off with the most glaring error, Adolf Hitler's name is misspelled. It should be spelled with an F. This mistake is fixed in the sequels. The Force and Stormtroopers are proper nouns and should be spelled with capital letters. This is the only rap battle in the series that ends lines with full stops or periods, but the usage of them is seemingly random. And finally, there's a continuity error when Hitler gets frozen in carbonite. First, his eyes and mouth are open, but when they cut to the next shot, they're closed. If you look closely at Hitler's costume, you can see that the swastika on his armband has been replaced with the sign of the horns. Speaking of costumes, let's talk about the 4 new crew members that this battle has added to the ERB crew. Starting with Nikki Fancy, the costumer. She was an executive producer at Maker Studios at the time. She also made a vocal cameo in Diss Raps for Hire, episode 2.
It is our greatest enemy, exits this world, we'll cheer, suck it. Sincerely, all of its girls. Rah.
Secondly, we've got John Nah, the cameraman. He has remained ERB's director of photography up to this very day. Thirdly, we've got Jeff Yano, who provided the special effects of Hitler getting frozen in carbonite. He also did some special effects on the following battle, Abe Lincoln vs. Chuck Norris. Finally, we've got Mike Schroeder, who's credited as On Everything Helper. You might recognize him as one of the 5 members of internet sketch comedy group The Warp Zone. Schroeder worked behind the scenes of many battles in season 1. Also, another member of The Warp Zone, Brian Fisher, makes a cameo in the background of Gandhi vs. Martin Luther King Jr. Also, Schroeder, Fisher, and the rest of The Warp Zone have a writing credit on Gandalf vs. Dumbledore. This line appears in all 3 installments of the trilogy. It's the first thing he says and the last thing he says.
I am Adolf Hitler! I am Adolf Hitler!
As I mentioned in my previous video, this rap battle introduced a lot of staples of the series, such as having subtitles at the bottom of the screen, being in 720p, having a behind the scenes video, in this case this one has 2, and having the rappers dancing during the Who Won, Who's Next, You Decide segment. Fun fact, the idea to add subtitles to the bottom of the screen was a change suggested by Joe Felice from Maker Studios. He is also the person who created the Epic Lloyd nickname for Lloyd Alquist.
Adam at Crash Bash 84 asked me, in the first couple ERBs you were referred to as Lloyd Alquist. Was Epic Lloyd created because you were in the ERBs? Kinda. Epic Lloyd got created when I started my own YouTube channel. There's this guy that used to work at Maker, but his name was Joe Felice. He was like, hey man, you gotta name your channel. I was like, I don't know, you can't really name yourself. Out of nowhere, he just sort of like, brains and
I think that you should call yourself Epic Lloyd.
I was like, that's perfect. So, Epic Lloyd was born.
Nice Peter has said that his Darth Vader voice was inspired by the rapper Charlie Tuna.
Because we got to work with Charlie Tuna from Jurassic 5.
Right.
That's why. That's
that's no
reason.
slouch. Yeah, I know, but
No slouch. That guy taught me how to rap. that was the voice that I listened to.
Right.
That, like, when I did the Darth Vader rap, that was who I was channeling my inner Charlie Tuna from Jurassic 5.
And a couple of years later, they had the pleasure of collaborating with him when he played Neil deGrasse Tyson in Bill Nye vs. Isaac Newton. This bar is the start of another running gag in the trilogy, where Hitler makes a double entendre about concentration camps.
You need to brush up, dog. Here, step in my shower. You need a vacation. Here, take a trip on my train. I baked you something. Here, pop into my oven.
This image of a baby, which was edited to look like Hitler, comes from a meme that started in 2005, which means that this little girl in the picture is now at least 19 years old. This is the only battle in the trilogy in which Darth Vader has 2 verses instead of 1. This stormtrooper is played by Morgan Christensen, who also played stormtroopers in Hitler vs. Vader 2 and 3. Christiansen will later join the ERB crew in Season 2 as a costume designer. In fact, he won a Streamy Award in 2019 for his work on ERB. Another running gag in this trilogy is that Hitler is always the subject of some sort of slapstick violence. This was a purposeful choice by Pete and Lloyd to mess with Hitler, because he's Hitler. I've mentioned that the Carbonite special effects were done by Jeff Yano, but when they revisit the Carbonite in Hitler vs. Vader 2, they actually made a physical prop of Lloyd frozen in the Carbonite as Hitler. This prop makes an appearance in Dis Raps for Hire Episode 8. Here's a bonus picture of Weird Al Yankovic standing in front of the prop. Darth Vader also makes a cameo in Dis Raps for Hire Season 2 Episode 8 during Nice Peter's solo. The comment suggestion that they include in the video is by Napalm SV. However, there are several comments that made the suggestion previously, such as this one by Cartoons Lord 3, this one by I Mr. Jones, and this one by Joshua Willis 89. This rap battle has been reacted to in an episode of Teens React and Elders React. Even though John Lennon vs. Bill O'Reilly was moderately popular, it was this battle that put ERB on the map. This popularity was, in part, due to the controversy of it being banned in Germany, Italy, and Poland. This ban was only temporary. However, Epic Lloyd has recently said that he's took a step away from playing Hitler, since he doesn't want to normalise the far right. But nowadays, it's an internet classic and a fan favourite. In fact, it's Nice Peter's 4th favourite ERB, and it's one of the few battles in the series that's received a gold record by the Recording Industry Association of America.